Hello and welcome to today's Fenland Chat Hour. I'm producer Dave and I'm joined with Amanda Carlin.
Hello, producer Dave.
Right, this is a slightly different. It's almost like an extra version of the podcast. It's today's Good Friday, and we are pre-recording this because we want a break as well. So we're just doing a short one. So what we're going to do is a little bit of what we normally do, and then we're going to play an interview that we did with Andrew Callaghan, and then show a video that he did with his daughter Maddie, talking about cooking and fire lighting and doing survival in your own garden and in your own house. And this came about from an interview, a question that came up with Doris a few episodes ago about when she said that her oven had stopped working and what would she recommend for things to do. So Andrew has taken this upon himself to come up with a little video and answer those questions. So that's what we'll do for the rest of the show. So we'll just go through some notices that we may have for prior to this weekend being Easter weekend. Have you got anything for us, Amanda?
Yes, we have got online streaming later on today, an hour at the Cross. That's from 2 o'clock, Good Friday, from the Church of England. So if you go onto the Church of England's Facebook page, you'll be able to get a live stream if you want to join in with that. And again, Easter Sunday, there will be a live stream as well. If you go to the Church of England's website, you can go to a church near you and put in your postcode, and all the local churches that are doing live streams will come up, and you can log into those as well.
Oh, excellent. That's good.
And don't forget your hot cross buns.
Definitely not. Definitely have all your hot cross buns and Easter eggs.
Loads of Easter eggs.
as long as you can get hold of them, because obviously they're still not essential.
No.
No, so I do hope that everyone has managed to get hold of some Easter eggs or something Eastery for this weekend.
Yes, I do too.
Okay. Anything else? Is that any other news?
No.
No. Well, there's no other news from me. But we'll just do an announcement to Wednesday's competition.
Yes.
So that people aren't left hanging over the weekend. And the answer was Oleg. Little Oleg.
Oh, lovely.
And he's in a BB-8 costume from the Star Wars series. Series episodes 7, 8 and 9, whichever one you want to be. If you so yeah, that's who it is. So we'll do another competitions next week.
Yes, we should have some drawings made of your couple of toys.
Well, if I put the pictures up on the website, then people can see them, and then they can draw characters from them. Yeah. That's a brilliant idea. So that's it for us. It's a bit of a short one today, and we will be back on Monday with a slightly shorter version, but we will be back for a show on Monday. Have a good Easter. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your time. Don't do too many DIYing and suffer from DIY related injuries. Be sensible, be safe. Stay at home. Keep washing those hands. Keep looking out for your neighbours and keep everyone safe.
Yes, and looking forward to seeing Maddie and Andrew in action.
Yes, they're all friends of ours, so it'll be interesting to see what they've got to say.
Yes.
So that is for us. We'll now hand over to Andrew. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My name's Andrew Callaghan, and I'm the director of ECHO Company UK CIC, based out of Wisbech. Okay, I'm ex-army. I served 26 years. Since coming out, I've been a self-employed domestic energy assessor. I set up Fenland Bushcraft about 6-7 years ago, and earlier this year we set up the UK as a community interest company. ECHO is Education, Community and Heritage Outdoors, and we encourage, as the name would suggest, doing education outdoors, but curriculum-based subjects, heritage activities outdoors, archaeology, field walking, historical events, activities, and community projects. So we'll try and do loads of different community projects outdoors. I'm a dad, a granddad, and I work closely with my daughter Maddie with ECHO Company on the bushcraft side as well.
And Maddie's the one that you see co-hosting your video.
Yeah, Maddie's the one that co-hosts the videos, and she's also the current rising star on the Bushcraft Lab videos that we do in conjunction with yourself, DMJ Imagery Ltd, us, and Bushcraft Lab.
Yeah, she's got quite a star, isn't she, with her own little videoettes?
Yeah, she's. I mean, as you know, we always say that we're going to script them, then we don't there and turn up and do the bits and pieces, and then in particular when we did the archery one or the crossbow one, she annoyed everybody by getting in the bull first and then shooting the watermelon first. So no, she's really she's doing really well with those, and her skill level is on a par with any other sort of outdoor skills instructor or bushcraft instructor, because she's been dragged along with me for so long. But like we were just saying, the latest video that she's done is really doing quite well.
Yeah, she's certainly quite an asset to the team.
Oh, absolutely. And her background is media and journalism, and she's just finishing her degree in history and archaeology. So that fits in nicely with all the bits and pieces that I can't do. Yeah. She does really well.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I can certainly see her having a spin-off series herself.
We keep trying, and we keep umming and ahhing and saying we're going to do a Mads and Dads video.
Yeah.
Of different bits and pieces. And I think what we might try and do is, while we're on this sort of lockdown thing, we may well do a couple of videos where we can show curriculum educational subjects but as an outdoor activity. So just to give people ideas of different things that they can try. So whether you've got a garden or not, you can still try something a bit different.
Yeah.
Rather than your normal maths, English, science, art, geography books. Get outside and try something, and we'll give you a few hints and tips about that. And, we'll let you know if and when we get round to that.
Yeah, it's always good to have some kind of practical application. It's all very good learning it from books, but actually getting the chance to go out there and do it is a different thing.
Well, exactly. I mean, one of the things that at the moment where everybody's encouraged to take an hour's exercise, you can almost log that in with an education or a fun activity with the kids. Get out an ordnance survey map of where you are. Have a look. Get the kids to work out which of the footpaths are. Where are footpaths? Where are byways? Learn the symbols. Plan out a little route around it. And so they're learning. And that's something they'll be learning. Key stage 2 in school is geography and grid references. And
yeah.
So if they can do that while they're at home, and it's a fun activity as well, and you can have your hours activity, exercise, just make sure you're doing it from your door and, not driving down to Thetford Forest to go and have a wander around there.
Yeah.
It's a bit local.
It is, and it is something that we all have to take seriously as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, I've done it on my own. When we do things, we use paper maps, we use digital maps, I use ordnance survey maps on the computer. But it doesn't matter which way around you do it, you still have to learn the basics of a map and a compass and how it works. And I found loads of different routes from my house. I found a footpath that I've been here nearly 13 years and we didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And then saw it on the map and went up to have a look, and lo and behold, there it is. And it meant that I could go on a bike ride or a walk without going up a notoriously hard road to walk along. Yeah. I could skirt the whole road because of this, I think it's about a 150, 200 metre footpath.
Yeah.
Which just linked the end of one road to go across this other one, so I didn't have to go up and down the road all the time. So finding bits like that in your own area is a simple thing to do.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the video then. The Mads and Dad's video. This one's all about fire and cooking.
Yeah, well, we saw on Ask Doris what she should do if her oven broke, and we said we could try cooking on an open fire. Now, obviously, for us, that's quite easy because we've got all the bits and pieces that you would possibly need to get a fire going outdoors, from friction firelight into chemicals to ordinary matches and lighters and everything that you want to use, including rubbing two sticks together with the friction. But not everybody has that, so we decided if you were going to go out on your essential shopping trip, stop at the petrol station or one of the main shops and you'll see there's a bag of logs for sale.
Yeah.
Buy a bag of logs, take it home and have a fire at home, an open fire. But again, you're not always going to have, we use the fixed blade knives that we use from Moira. Not everybody's going to have one of those, so I borrowed a kitchen knife from Mrs. C, and we went outside, just an ordinary knife sharpener, bag of logs, some cotton wool balls and a bit of Vaseline, and we decided we'd try and get a fire going using just those things. So we processed the big logs down using the kitchen knife, and then we used the Vaseline and the cotton wool we use the Vaseline as an accelerant, so it burns slower once it's mixed with the cotton wool, which gives the wood a better chance to catch fire. So we thought we'd have a go at doing that, and the video really is that it's us experimenting. Same thing again, we didn't practice before. We went out and thought we'll see if it works. If it works, we'll do it. So we did it, and then because it worked and we hadn't prepped, we didn't have any sausages to cook or anything like that. So we had previously knocked up our popcorn cooker, so we did some popcorn and marshmallows, as you do.
Yep, essentials.
Normally when we do marshmallows on any of our workshops, I'm more interested in making sure that some of the younger people don't put flaming balls of marshmallow, in their hair or in their face or something like that. So I tend not to get one. I'm normally the running around trying to put flaming balls of flying marshmallow out. So it was my opportunity to have one this time. So I took the chance there, but it worked really well. And the idea is that we put things out on these videos for people to go and try themselves. Everybody needs to be aware of the safety circumstances surrounding fires and knives, etc. But a bit of common sense means you can have you can do some good fun outside.
Yeah.
We were quite lucky. We had we have a fire pit outside. It's one that we can take around when we're visiting schools, so it's got folding legs and that. But if you wanted to do it in the garden, there's no reason you can't dig yourself a patch of turf out, and just have the fire in a bare piece of soil, and when you've finished, put the turf back over the top.
Yeah.
There's loads of different things you can do, but it's always good fun, and kids and adults love an open fire. It's good for you mentally. It's good to watch an open fire. It's known to reduce blood pressure and stress. There's been various studies about it, and when we're out and about, we joked about it. It is countryside TV.
It is, yeah.
You can sit down and just quite happily sit there with a coffee and an open fire, and you can just quite happily float away.
Yeah, and obviously we must make people aware just to not leave fires unattended, and that they do have some kind of fire extinguisher on the hand just in case. Or
yeah, it's always good. I mean, if you're in a garden, you've got a garden hose anyway. Have that near you, or if you're outside. But if you have it on the ground, leave it open and let it burn itself out. Then put plenty of water on. If you've got it on the ground, put a couple of holes down where you've had the fire, and then once you've done that, pour some extra water in so it goes into the holes, because heat obviously goes down as well as up when it's on the ground. And certainly around here, it's got can be quite peaty. If you've got lots of trees in the back garden, there's going to be lots of debris from tree leaves, leaf litter, that sort of thing. So you've got to make sure the area is clear, let it cool down properly, and then give it a really good soaking before you leave it.
Yeah. In the video, you talk about accelerants. Obviously, we just want to sort of clarify that we're not talking about petrols or anything like that. We're actually talking about some kind of solid fuel or...
Yeah, always go for a gel or a solid fuel accelerant if you're going to use it. We use petroleum jelly in, we'll use the brand name of Vaseline because everybody recognises that, but it's just basically petroleum jelly. In the climate at the moment, you can use an alcoholic hand cleanser, but I don't think anybody's going to be burning that at the moment. But it's a great way of doing it, and all it does, it extends the burn of the cotton wool ball.
Yeah.
And you can't use too much of that. Whereas if you've got a liquid accelerant, then you can be seen to use too much of that. You don't need. The best thing is, don't use a liquid accelerant. Yeah. That's the easiest way to do it. Only use a gel or jelly type accelerant when you're doing that. If you're buying wood from the shop and you process it down to a good size, you most probably won't even need it.
Well, exactly. As long as it's dry, then it should burn quite happily.
Oh yeah. I mean, we only use it, to be honest, we use it normally if the wood is slightly damp or you get that longer burn, which gives the dampness a chance to come up, get away. But yeah, it's only ever gel if needed. But realistically, if you've got a bag of logs, cardboard, screwed up newspaper, and you should be able to get your fire going quite easily.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's the end of our interview, our chat.
Excellent.
Thank you for your time, and
that's right.
I appreciate you for joining. Thank you very much, Andrew Callaghan.
Thank you. What we'll do is we'll let you know when we're going to do some educational videos.
Yep.
Hi, this is Andrew and Maddie from ECHO Company. We're doing a little video today for Fenland Chat Hour and Ask Doris. Now, Doris asked what she could do if her oven was broken, and we put on that you could cook outside. Now, obviously not everybody has the same sort of equipment we have from our outdoor education program, so we decided we'd try and show you what you can do with everyday items that you've got in your house, rather than the sort of knives that we use. This is a Moira knife, and we get these from Bushcraft Lab. And what we've decided to do is, as long as you promise not to tell Mrs. C, there's a kitchen knife that we've got, and just an ordinary kitchen knife sharpener. And when we went out on one of our essential shopping trips, we purchased a bag of logs from the garage while we were getting some petrol, just ordinary logs. And what we've done is a little video to show you how we would process the wood, firstly with the Moira knife, then with the kitchen knife. We've made some feather sticks with the Moira knife. We tried it with the kitchen knife, but that doesn't work quite as well, so we've processed the wood down a little bit smaller. And then what we're going to do is show you how we would do that, and Maddie's going to give you a quick demonstration on one of the items that we use to get the fire going. Over to you.
Okay, so in regards to fire lighting, we followed the same sort of format, using items that you can find at your home to light the fire. So we start off with some cotton balls.
That aren't cotton balls.
Which I'll give to you. I'm going to pop that down there. And then just some petroleum jelly, aka Vaseline. You can also use lip balm as well. Oh, there we go. And it literally is just Vaseline. And I'll give that to you as well.
If you have a look there, that's why they're not cotton balls, because they're actually cotton rolls. So if you unroll it and then stick it in the Vaseline and then roll it back up. And Maddie's going to show you in a minute what you do with that.
like a California sushi roll. So what we usually use is a ferro rod, and if you have one of these, fantastic. If you don't, no bother, because you can also use a lighter with this as well. Checking that works. Again, it's something you can find in your everyday house to light your candles or whatever else. But you can also use, I'm going to block the name of the newspaper, but you can also use scrumped up bits of newspaper, which is again something you find in your house, or even bits of cardboard. I should probably cover the name of that one as well, it's quite big.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some of these. Maddie's just going to quickly show that this is some of the wood that was processed down here.
So when you're using a kitchen knife as opposed to the Moira knife or any other sort of outdoor knife that you can use, you have to sort of process the wood just a little bit smaller, so they're very, very thin and they'll catch fire a lot easier, as opposed to using a feather stick like this one.
Can you give me one of the big bits down there? And the lighter. So when you get a bag of logs, something like that, you're going to spend an awful long time trying to light that from a lighter, as you can see. But if you use either a feather stick or some of the shavings, you can actually so you can get your fire started like that. But we won't do it yet. So Maddie's going to take the grill out of that. This is our fire pit. We've put it on some slabs so that we don't spoil the grass underneath, because even though it's raised from the grass, it's still going to leave a burn mark on the grass, which I can attest to. And we're going to put some of our cotton wool balls into the base. Maddie's going to do sort of a hashtag pattern over the cotton wool balls, and then she's going to light that, and you'll see then how that can get going.
I'll just use the lighter for this one. Cool. So with using petroleum jelly, it actually lasts longer while you're burning it, so you have a lot more time to build up your fire. As well with the feather stick, although you don't need it, it also helps to build up that fire, and a hashtag helps to keep the fire stable, as opposed to just chucking a bunch of sticks on and hoping for the best. And once you've got your base and that is set on fire, you can then start to add on slightly bigger bits, like these ones, and then eventually you can just start putting on the bigger and bigger ones, and then use your bag logs without having to process them all.
Pass me that Petromax. So while Maddie's doing that and the fire's going, it's being a shame to waste it. So we're going to make ourselves a cup of coffee.
Smells nice, that does.
Sit the grill over the flame.
just another top tip. Fire is hot. Don't touch it with your hands. Try and use some sticks or something else, because it hurts.
That's it from us. We'll speak to you again later.